Hey guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back, or simply welcome if it's the first time you're watching this video. My name is Tanya, I'm from Ukraine, I'm 17, and today I'm joined by...
I'm Ilaria, I'm 17 too, and I'm from Italy.
We're both students at the UWC Atlantic, we're firsties, and today we're here to address some questions that we got about UWC Atlantic specifically. It is the second part of the video. The first part is at Ilaria's channel. The link will be in the description, so please make sure to watch that video first and then come here. The first video focuses more on
like UWC movement in general and like UWC life, whereas here we were talking about more about our campus.
Yeah, so let's start.
What's so special about UWC Atlantic?
So what is special is that UWC Atlantic is the first IB and the first UWC school. Here is the place where IB and UWC movements were born. So that's something that's really cool about this college. It was started by Kurt Hahn, whose philosophy we still follow till today. And as I already said in Ilaria's video, but I think I'm going to mention that again, this place, UWC Atlantic, was one of the first places for students from both sides of the Second World War to meet here and to study together. That's how the UWC values were set, the values of peace, tolerance, and sharing each other's cultures. And that's something that we still follow till today.
Yeah, like UWC Atlantic was founded 61 years ago, which is like very crazy to think because there's UWCs that are like way younger. So yeah, we are the old sister, let's say, and yeah, it's quite nice also like to study a curriculum that was built in this place. And I think like the history of the college is quite also interesting because it was first like male only, and now we're almost like female only. Like we're like more females the male. So that's quite interesting. But how many students are there in UWC Atlantic?
So as of now, we have around 380 students.
Oh yeah, and how many nationalities are there?
There are around 80 nationalities that are represented in this college, and every year the administration and the principal, they try to make sure that as many people from as many different backgrounds and cultures are represented. Another important question is, where is the UWC Atlantic located? Because it's quite hard to find it on the map.
Yeah, so we are located in Wales, specifically in a region called the Vale of Glamorgan. And like the city we are the closest to is called Llantwit Major, but we're basically on the coast of Wales, and we are literally like 100 meters away from the Atlantic Ocean, which is quite cool. And the main feature of our campus is that it has a castle in it, so it's a medieval castle that is being of course renewed, but we have like our meals in the castle, we have like some of our classes if you take humanities there, we have meetings in the castle, and then like there's facilities all around the campus. So what would you say it's like to be like in the wilderness?
From the one side, we have a tight-knit community, so we're all in the same space. There are some colleges with open campuses where they can also find friends just from the city, or where there are also like day students. Here we don't have that. Here all the students are residential, so we are literally all in this together. And that's something I like, but at the same time we are not even that far away from civilization. It takes around an hour to get to Cardiff, the capital of Wales. There is no need to go to the city very often because we have everything that we need here on campus, and sometimes if we need something more we can just go to the small town that is near our campus. First I was a little bit stressed about the fact that like I'm going from a big city,
in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, to the middle of nowhere. But then as I got here, I understood that it is so much better than it looks on the map.
Yeah, like you can really think that you're in the middle of nowhere, like in the countryside, which is true, but like we also like have buses that like in 5 minutes they get us to Llantwit Major, where you can find shops or you can like hang around a bit, and like as you said, like Cardiff is quite close. And also like that's also like advantages of that, like we're in the nature and there's so many like activities connected to that. We have the sea, and like I used to live in the countryside too, and for me like it wasn't a big of a change. The way like the campus is kind of organized is that we have 8 houses, and each of those like carries around like 50 students, like 48 students. There's 2 that are female only, which are PK and Gwyneth. That's what they are called. And the other houses are co-educational, but male and female are split between corridors. And like we are divided in dorms of 4 people, and they really want to make them diverse. So usually like there's almost never people with the same nationality in the same dorm, and like your house is kind of your family. Like there's a big thing which is like house pride. So when we have, for example, like competitions like little Olympics or like house competitions, like there's really like the feeling of belonging to your house.
Yeah, houses here are a big thing. We also get house hoodies with every house has their emblem, has their name, their own traditions. Because our college is really old, and there are some houses that still keep up with the traditions that were set up like 30 years ago or 40 years ago.
So we have a kitchen that we share with all the people in the house where we can make food and stay together. We have a day room where we can hang out. And yeah, like there's the drawing rooms, there's the laundry machines. We have like shared bathrooms between, I would say, like 15 people roughly.
Yeah.
I would say it's quite good. Like some of them are older than other ones, and there's really like advantages in being in both of them. But like in the end, you kind of get attached to your house.
There are 2 houses that are fully newly built, so they're really good. And all the other houses are either like freshly renewed or are going to be renewed very soon.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. But like, there's no house that is bad. Every house has something good and bad about it. Like, for example, I live in a house that wasn't renewed for a while now, but it's still perfect. I still love it so much. And like, for example, the advantage of my house is that we have a big backyard that goes straight into the field, and we can see the ocean from here. So that's something that is really nice about my house. And every house has something nice or cute or like a little tradition about them that makes them unique. And we also have quiet rooms, because you listed everything except for quiet rooms.
The study part.
Yeah, it's just a place where you go to study, because not all houses have tables in the dorms. So that's why you take your stuff, you take your books, and you go to a quiet room to study, to concentrate, or to just be in a quiet place.
But I personally prefer the library.
Yeah,
I never go to the quiet room.
Yeah, normally we go to the library because it's easier to concentrate there too. But usually you can go anywhere on campus to study, and there are better places than quiet room, to our biased opinion. So that's why we study in the library or some classrooms in the castle, just because it's really beautiful there. Ilaria, you as a person who's coming from Italy, which is quite a warm country, what do you think about Welsh weather?
It's definitely different, but it's not as bad as like some people may tell you. Like, yes, there's some days where like it rains a lot, but first of all, like the rain we get here is not really like a storm. It's more like a constant, very like how would you say, like mild rain. But yeah, like we don't get a lot of sunny days during winter. When it is, it's very very beautiful. But like rainy days are not that many, especially like in summer or like in early autumn, I would say. Like now we're in winter, and yes, it rains quite a lot.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest problem is that many people just come from warm countries and they simply don't have clothes or don't know how to dress for weather like this. So I feel like as long as you're wearing a proper jacket and proper shoes, and you just know what do you wear for different kinds of weather, you will be totally okay. I think we will make a video on packing. So what are the packing essentials for here at UWC
Stay
Atlantic?
tuned.
And in September, the weather was really nice. It was so warm.
Good.
It was really sunny. It was just amazing. And then for sure, like the rainiest period is from October to January.
Yeah.
And then it like
Gets better.
Yeah, it gets better. So it's absolutely fine. And again, you can adapt to anything.
How does like your normal day look like at UWC?
Okay, so firstly, both me and Ilaria, we do vlogs. Check it out, because there's no better place to find it rather than in the vlogs of actual students. We have an interesting system of schedule that I haven't seen anywhere else yet. So it's a rotation system. So we have 7 codes that are like code A, code B, code C, and so on. Code A would always be the same code with the same group.
The same subject.
Yeah, so code is a class. And then it's just on a rotating basis. So we have 4 codes a day. If you have A, B, C, D today, then tomorrow you'll have E and so on.
G and A again.
Yeah. And so it goes like that all the time. which is pretty convenient because you know when you have the code and like it never changes, it just stays the same like for the whole year. In between second and third code we have grazing, which is the time when they give us food again, which is like a waffle or a pancake or a toast or whatever.
But we have breakfast before school.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. Yeah,
Because
we
you
have
don't go.
breakfast. Yeah, because I don't go to breakfast. That's why I
Yeah, we have
forgot.
breakfast like 7:15 to 8. Yeah, I quite like breakfast. It's one of my favorite meals. We get bread, sometimes we get pastries or pancakes. We always have yogurt, cereal, fruit, coffee. Oh, there's also like salty breakfast, so if you like that, there's hash browns, beans, toast. Like, I really like it.
Yeah.
And after coach, we all go to lunch together. I feel like it's the moment where like the canteen is the fullest. And like in general, personally, I don't mind the food in the canteen. Like I find it quite good.
For lunch, there's always the main dish, and then there's also a side dish, which is pasta and potatoes that you can also take. Like they're always there. So if you just don't like the main dish, you just take the side one.
Or soup.
Or soup. Yeah, there's also soup all the time. Important aspect is that food in our canteen is very veggie based. There are 3 meals a day. Only one of them will have meat in them. But we're both vegetarians, so it doesn't really apply to us. We always get the veggie option. And the veggie options are pretty fine. They're always good.
And there's dessert every day.
Yeah, which is also crazy.
It's crazy.
Because I know that in other UWCs they really don't have that, but UWC Atlantic gives you a dessert with every meal. But at the same time we also have kitchens in our houses where we have fridges, we have stove, we have a microwave, we have a toasty machine, so you can always cook food for yourself. You can go to the town, buy something, and if you want to cook something specific, like your national dish or something that you just crave for, you can just cook it on your own. You don't have to always rely on the canteen food. And also another thing that we have is we have house supplies, which is like bread, cereal,
cheese,
milk,
chocolate spread. Like we get stuff that we can eat later in the day.
Yeah.
Because dinner is super early. It's like 5:30 to 7, which some people may not be used to. And then like in the afternoon, we don't have classes, which is for some people quite shocking, but this is because like UWC Atlantic values both extracurricular activities and school. So we have CAS, which we talked about in my video, and there's some like activities that like AC is quite like known for. Like we have AP, which is an activity. None of us do that, but like they basically learn how to rescue refugees and to build boats that then go to the sea. So they get training for that.
Yeah, it's very old as well. It's a
Yeah.
old thing. It's a charity, Atlantic Pacific, that is like funding this activity. And Atlantic College was the first place where the life-saving boat was found. And it is something you can do only in this college and nowhere else in the world. It's unique. You do it 2 times a week for 3 hours, I think. And another thing that we do
Is like concerts in the night.
yeah.
Later in the night, we have sometimes sessions, and the way we have councils is that there are 7 of them. There's STUCO, which is the student councils, which kind of like organizes like the school in general and proposals and how the school is managed. There's PICO, which is the Peace Council, and they do like information session about conflict, and they kind of raise awareness about peace in general, both outside and inside the council. There's SOSCO, which is about sustainability, WELCO, which is tackles the well-being of the students, and there's FEMO, which is femininity movement. There's LAC, which is kind of like addresses the social life of the students, and there's P6, which is the queer council.
You can be involved in councils in many different ways. You can be a rep, which is like every house has 2 reps for each council, and you get elected, so people have to vote for you. Both of us are STUCO reps, so we are both representatives of student council. These are again leadership roles that you take in the college and that show how much UWCs value the commitment of students and how much our college is student based, especially in student council. You can write proposals, as Elaria said, and you can change a lot of different things.
We have a check-in in our houses at 10 on weekdays and 11 on weekends, but we have to be on campus by 8:30 every day, so we have to be wherever, but like in the worlds of the council.
What are the social aspects of life at the UWC AC?
First of all, it's worth to mention that we literally like live together with students all the time. So you're gonna have people to talk to at lunch, dinner, classes, even in your dorm. There's gonna be other three people. So it's really always about socializing. But after codes, you can hang out with your friends, but people will mostly be busy studying or doing activities. So really, we socialize during the weekend. On Friday, people usually go out campus to Lantry to get to the shops, or to like eat out, for example. And then usually Friday we have events where we can just like hang out together and chat. On Saturday also people like maybe to go to Cardiff or somewhere like a bit farther away, or there may be special events like balls, or there's, let's say, conferences where like we have workshops, or even like this weekend we're having a Race for Rights, which is an event to fundraise for human slavery, and like all around together for 24 hours in teams, which is quite crazy. But there's definitely like so many opportunities to socialize. Like, I don't know what you think about it.
Yeah, that's so true. Another thing that we usually go to together with Eladia is Hot to Go,
Yeah.
which is a student-led restaurant, and it's also counting as CAS for people who are participating. It is such a unique thing that is also happening only here, which was started like 3 years ago, I think. Eladia is one of the chefs, so they cook the food, they order the food, they serve the food, all the servers, all the administrators, everything is led by students.
I really like to go there and to cook, and I also been quite like a few times to eat, and the food like is actually quite good. Like it's like almost restaurant level, and then like this usually happens like once a week, maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday there's a service, or on Sunday we have national evenings. So those are like 1 hour and 30, like I would say, hours long, where a national group which kind of gathers the people that are from the same region, so like it may be multiple countries, and like a region or a continent. They just like gather together and they like do performances, dances, and like theatrical plays in general.
Yeah, just to show their culture.
Yeah.
In general, national groups are a big part of our AC culture. They're divided by geographical regions. For example, there is Eastern European, which I am part of. There's North Americans, there's Mediterranean. There are many of them, and they all have their leaders, and it's just an amazing thing, because I also know that not all UWCs have that. Or some UWCs may just have like Europe, America, South America, and we don't have that. We have very like specific divisions. For us, it's very important to participate in your national group, because it's a chance to showcase your culture and many other things.
Last thing, we can talk about what makes this place unique, and like what people should maybe ask for or write in their application, or look to highlight if they want to come here specifically among our UWCs.
Yeah, I feel like this is something no one really talks about, but UWC Atlantic has a very like set of values, and one of them is connecting with nature, considering the fact that we are near the ocean. That's why we have a lot of activities like Atlantic Dippers, where you go and dip in the sea, as well as Atlantic Pacific, which is a cast. We have a lot of outdoor activities, so I would concentrate a lot on the outdoor factor. Also, I feel like the engagement with the community is also very valued, because there are a lot of like casts that do outreach to the community, that try to communicate with people who live here.
I would like highlight also the music facilities. Like we have a very good music department, and I know of students that like got into this place just for music.
Yeah.
Like we have music scholarship, for examples, and I would also say a lot about like just having the possibilities of doing whatever. Like if you're a person that like is well rounded and like is engaged in like is creativity, sports, and stuff like that, I feel like UWCAC is really the place for you, because like among all UWCs, I feel like we have like a lot of possibilities. One advice is like not to make your application all about coming here. That's like something like, yes, it's important to like highlight specific like stuff that you wanna have to come here, but also like be open to like get into any campus, any UWC.
Yeah, for sure, because all UWCs have their specific unique sides, their advantages. So make sure to not be very like AC centric. Yeah, don't be fixed on the AC, even if it's like your dream research. Other UWCs in the regions where you wouldn't think of. All of the UWCs are equally amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today to learn more about the UWC Atlantic. and watch the first part of the video for sure if you haven't yet. It's on Elaria's channel,
Yeah.
and I'll paste the link in the description.
Watch it.
Yeah, also check out all of the other videos that we have on our channels, because I think they're quite engaging in the AC life, because you have an opportunity to not just like listen to what we say, but also just see. Yeah, just see what we do, see what our days are like. Ilaria also has a campus tour video, which is amazing.
Check
so
it out.
For sure, check it out. If you have any ideas for the videos that you would want to see, if you have questions on applications, also ask them in the comments, because we were thinking about making a video about application advice.
Stay tuned.
See you!